Welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going over how you can give yourself 1,000,000 gold in EVERSLAUGHT. Before we get started, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. It'd be great if you were one of them. Also like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video or the game. It's early access, so I'm sure the devs would appreciate that feedback. And let me know if you find anything else in the save files that we can mess around with to have some fun with the game, or some extra fun with the game, I should say. Let's get to it here. The first thing we're going to do in order to give ourselves 1,000,000 gold to gamble with in EVERSLAUGHT is we have to load up our EVERSLAUGHT game and take note of the amount of gold currently in our stash in the hub. So I've done that already. I've taken a little screenshot here, and you can see that I have 2,584 gold. So I'm going to make note of that number because we're going to look for that in the save file in order to replace it with 1,000,000. So I've written that down here, 2,584. Now what we have to do to this number in order to find it in the save file is first convert it to hexadecimal and then reverse the order of that hexadecimal number to what's called little endian. And that's kind of taking the little side of the number and switching it with the big side of the number. Basically reversing the right to left of the number. Sounds complex, but it's not that hard. So the way we're going to do this is with calculator. So open up the calculator on Windows and switch the mode from standard to programmer. So now that we have programmer, you can see we're in the decimal mode. That's why this little tab is there. And we're going to enter our current gold amount, which is 2,584. Then we're going to switch this to the hex mode. You can see here under the hex heading, it already says the hex value, which is A18, but we'll click that anyways. We'll get it in a big font. So A18 is the hexadecimal representation of that number. Now what we have to do to this is we have to pad it with zeros on the left so that it's an even number of digits. And then we're going to reverse them in pairs of 2. Again, sounds complex. It's not really. So we'll start. I'll just use my Notepad++ here. A18. So to pad it so that we have an even number, we're going to add a 0. It becomes 0A18. Then we're going to split it into groups of 2, so 0A18. And then we're going to reverse the order of those groups of 2. So it becomes 180A. And that's going to be the number we're going to look for in our save file in order to find our current amount of gold. And we're going to swap that out with 1,000,000, which, as you can see here, we've got the decimal representation of 1,000,000, then the hex representation of 1,000,000, which is F4240. And if we pad that with an extra 0 to make it an even number of digits, and then reverse it in pairs of 2, we get 40420F. The 00 on the end, we don't really need that. It's going to be there in the file already, just because I doubt anyone's going to have gold high enough to use those extra digits. So now we have the value we're going to look for and the value we're going to replace it with. So the next thing we have to do is edit the save file to make that change. So the save files are located in C/users/username, in this case subs/AppData/LocalLow/MobX games. And if we open that directory, we see there's an EVERSLAUGHT directory. So we're just going to jump into this EVERSLAUGHT directory, and we see that there's an ESSLOT_v1__0.sav. If you're using multiple save slots, you might have a couple of these in there. Figure out whichever one is a save slot you want to edit, and keep track of that, and we'll open it up. Next thing we need is what's called a hex editor. And I use a hex editor called HXD, and there'll be a link in the description. It's freeware, available in a bunch of different languages. And if I just shrink this down, we can open up HXD. I have it open already. And we can drag our save file in. You can back up your save file. I suggest that. HXD is going to back it up for us. You can back up that whole save directory by just copying it and pasting it. Actually, let's do that now, just to be safe. So Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste. So now we have a copy of it. If anything goes wrong, if our save file doesn't load up after this, we can just delete EVERSLAUGHT and copy the backup back over it. So let's go in here, we'll take the save file, we'll drop it into HXD. Now in HXD we basically have 3 sections here, actually 4 sections, a lot more sections. But the main sections we're concerned with are the hexadecimal section, which is here. We have a string section here, and then we have some values over here and addresses here. But we're worried about the hexadecimal mainly. Not worried, interested in, let's say that. So we're going to go back to the numbers that we want to change, and we're going to look for them. So to find something in the file, we're going to use Control F, and we're going to switch to the Hex Values tab because we're searching for the hexadecimal value. And we're going to search for the old value of gold, which is 18, if you remember, 0A. If I hit enter, we can see that it's found 180A. Now I can search for that again. There's a chance that there's another value with the same amount, in which case you probably want to go into the game and get a little more gold so that the amount doesn't conflict with some other value in the save file. And you can find that out by doing another find for the same value. And if it says it can't find it, that means there's only one. So we're good to go here. So what we want to do is we want to place our cursor at the beginning of this value, right before the 180A. There should be 00 before that. And what we want to do is type in the new value, which is 40420F. And we can do the 00. You don't have to do that. You can see it was already there, so it doesn't show in red. It doesn't show as a change. And it does show in red the values that we have changed. So we've changed 180A to 40420F. Now we're just going to save the file. And that should create a backup as well. If we want to revert that, we have a kind of double redundancy here. And that's it. Now we've saved our new amount of gold, which should be 1 million. All that's left to do is load up EVERSLAUGHT, continue your game, and start checking out some rare weapons. Well, we've loaded up our edited save in EVERSLAUGHT. Just going to jump into the hub now and see if we've got a little more gambling cash. There we go. We got the dungeon open, but over here is where we want to be. And there we go. We've got 1 million gold to gamble away. We've got another video that goes through 50 of these rare weapons, so you can check that out. I'll put it up in a card. If you haven't already, take a minute to click the S in the corner to subscribe. I'm trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, so that'd be much appreciated. Also, like, share, leave a comment. Let me know what you think of the video or the game. It's early access, so I'm sure the devs would like your feedback as well. Let me know if you find out anything else interesting about the save files that can be modified. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.